Pantyless Podcast. Tuba, 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 tuba. Welcome to the Pantyless Podcast. Tuba, 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 tuba.
Hello. Oh, are we singing along?
Yeah. A double double, a double do, a double double, a double 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 do bop. Do double double do boo.
Oh,
Are we having a good time already?
already.
Yeah, I am. This is great. This is great. Welcome back to the podcast for everyone watching, and welcome back to the podcast. Me, Mother. I have a intro as usual for our guest. Here it is. Mean mother, my mother, mother of many other of my brothers, and the best mother of all mamas with T-Rex tiny arms. Welcome to the podcast, Me Mother.
And, sorry, welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome back.
It's
And
good
don't
to have you
forget
back.
the daughter.
The
sister.
daughter. The
Yeah.
sister.
Other brothers and sister.
Oh, completely forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be
Ooh.
so upset with me.
She will.
I'm going to get scathing in the comments section
no
for
doubt.
sure.
I look forward to it. I want to see her choice words for you.
Yeah, it'll be great. Choice. Yeah, so I was more talking about like how a lot of my friends sort of call you mum sort of thing. But yeah, and sister didn't really rhyme with mother. So yeah, we'll go with that.
This is the restrictions of a rhyming introduction.
It really is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
I'll
one
work on it.
understands.
No one does understand. It's a hard life to get through, but someone has to do it.
So I've not put any time into working this out, but I would have to say, based on vibes, that you would be our most frequented guest.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
100%. You'd be on every single podcast, I would say.
Almost.
Yeah.
Maybe not on all of them, but
Yeah, every
you know
single one.
how in Seventh Heaven the character that has been on the most episodes, and you actually know the answer for this.
No, what is Seventh Heaven?
You know the answer.
No, I don't
The character
know.
that's been in the most episodes, or the actor, is Happy the dog, played by Happy the dog.
Thanks.
No. So,
Fan favourite.
So we are Happy the dog.
Oh, right.
And you are then the next most frequented guest.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
And fan favorite.
fan favourite.
We
Oh, yeah.
always get the comments around, you know, Mean Mother's my favorite. I'm so glad that she was on this episode. What a highlight for this episode. How does that make you feel?
Very special.
Very special. You are
Yes.
special. That would be definitely the word I would use.
Thank you very much for that, James.
Especially this week.
Especially this week. Exactly. So Mean Mother doesn't actually live with us.
Surprising as though it seems.
Well, it would be weird because a lot of episodes we've called her on the phone.
Yeah.
And she's in the
She's
other
just in
room,
the
just
other
like,
room.
hello,
Hello.
what a surprise.
Keep it down. You ruined the Hollywood. Yeah, so she doesn't live with us. She lives up about 500, 600 Ks away, but she's down here for a special reason, and that special reason is her birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. It was amazing. We took her out to dinner, and that was actually a lot of fun. Big shout out to Rashays at Strathpine. They
Yeah.
really looked after my mum.
They absolutely did. They sung happy birthday. They brought you out a dessert. Beautiful dessert.
They even spelled her name right
They
in
did.
chocolate.
In chocolate sauce.
Chocolate sauce.
Heaven. It was just heaven.
Yeah.
And did you eat all of that brownie?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, all of it.
All
And-
of the whipped cream, the ice cream.
It
the
was a
chocolate
real
sauce.
mess.
Yeah.
It was an experience and a half. It was actually brought out on a what
like
do you call them?
just like a board.
a
wooden
chopping board.
Charcuterie board.
Oh, what? Sorry,
A charcuterie board.
are you swearing at me?
It sounds like it.
I think so.
Yeah. Ooh.
A security board for security people. Yeah, that's how they eat because there's plenty of food for a security person. So it came out on one of those boards. So yeah. Anyway, we've gone off on a bit of a tangent.
We have. But anyway, that's why you're here. We're glad you're here. It's exciting to actually have you physically here.
Yeah.
And it's your birthday, and that's exciting as well.
Thank you
it
very
is.
much. I love being here.
You love being here. We love you being here as well as you love being here, and I actually enjoy this place as well, being my home. It's
Yeah, you
it's a
enjoy
nice
being here
spot.
too.
Yeah, it's my
Thank
spot.
goodness for that, Alyssa.
Yeah. Yeah. So today on the podcast, we're going to do a little bit different. We're not going to spend a huge amount of time as we have been over the last couple of episodes. We're doing about an hour and a half. We're just going to do a shorter episode this time. We're going to remove game time. We're going to do the fun questions at the start because we've got some fun questions to ask. Very relevant. And for those that have listened to some past episodes, there's some throwbacks in there.
There is.
And then we're going to do old sayings and what they mean. We're going to ask Mean Mother what they mean because we have no idea.
We don't know.
Just because I'm old, I know.
Well, I think this is one of your niche parts of knowledge. I feel like out of anyone, we spoke about, what was the thing we did last time? We talked about...
Can't remember what I have for breakfast.
No, it was like polite etiquette. We talked about etiquette.
Yes.
And that's one of your niche parts. And I feel like this is another one of your niche parts of knowledge that I think we can really tap into. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, like niche biscuits. Okay, anyway.
Harry likes his niece biscuits.
Harry is...
A dog.
A dog. Yeah, you would not have got that.
You
for
would
that.
not.
You would have been like, "Oh, is that Harry? You're one of your brothers."
We should have
Yeah,
described
no.
it further. Harry likes to have pancakes for dinner and breakfast. And Harry likes niece biscuits. Harry is a dog.
Harry is a dog.
For his morning tea.
Yeah, correct.
Morning tea. His secondsies. Very spoiled. All right. I feel like we should get into your green box and just pull out some stuff from your
Yeah.
green box.
Okay,
and
great.
Ask some questions.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I don't think that one, I don't want to ask you that one.
Yeah, that's fair. It just nobody knows what that is, but
No, I'll save it for another one.
Okay.
I just feel like it's not the right one.
okay.
This one's good. It's number 9. I don't know if that matters.
It
On
really
what-
doesn't.
It really doesn't.
Number 9 of
Okay.
what?
Obviously not.
There's no reference point,
Yeah.
nor are all of the
I don't
numbers.
even think what episode are we up to?
I don't know.
It's not 9.
It's not 9.
Is
but
it?
this question's
it could
number
be
9.
number 9.
Okay. If you were a pizza delivery man, how would you benefit from scissors?
Scissors?
Yes.
Pizza man with scissors?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. I think you understand the question.
No, I don't think I do.
No, but how can you benefit from them? If you needed to describe the benefit of you having scissors, what would that be?
I can cut things up.
Like what? What would you cut
You're
up?
a pizza-
Slices,
Pizza slices.
You'd cut up the pizza with scissors.
if I had them. And I didn't have a pizza cutter, I'd cut them up with scissors.
Okay, so let's say that you're the pizza delivery guy. I don't think the delivery guy is the one that actually cuts them
the
into
pizza.
the eights.
No.
Yeah.
So you're a pizza delivery guy. It's already in eights, and you've cut it further with scissors. How are you going to explain this to the customer?
With difficulty.
Why did you cut it up further?
Oh, well, I like little pieces. Some of them are so large.
Yeah, dainty. And made it into dainty pieces for you.
Would you put it on those tiered plates and
You
take
think
them out of the
like-
box, cut them all tiny, and be like,
You
look,
think like I'm having a high tea,
yeah.
only with pizza?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Are you enjoying your role as a pizza delivery person?
No.
No, because she doesn't have scissors.
I can't find the scissors to cut the pizza up.
No, terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Okay, next question.
Yep.
If there was a product that you could bring back from the past, what would it be? What would that, and it would need to be really successful that you,
Let's start again.
words are hard.
Yeah.
Well, they've just
what would you bring back from the
actually,
past that would
they've
be really
just done it,
successful?
What have they
but
done?
they've not done it as we had it before, and that's polywaffles.
A polywaffle's back.
What's a
I
polywaffle?
love polywaffles, but they instead of making a long bar, they are making small ones.
What's it? Sorry. What's a polywaffle?
It's got marshmallow and crispy biscuit and chocolate around the outside.
There's like a thin wafer around marshmallow.
Oh, okay.
Like a wafer biscuit. Like
Is
kind of
that
what's
what
in a
those
cookie.
But it's the
things are in America?
marshmallows are really lovely.
No, it's an Australian thing.
Yeah, but what's that thing in America? The
Like s'mores.
s'mores. Is that a s'more?
No, it's
no.
not. Because it's just it was a single chocolate bar and it was a long
round.
like cylindrical piece of marshmallow.
Looked rather
that was,
yucky,
that was
actually.
huge.
in
It looked
today's
yucky.
world.
It did. It looked like a poo. because it was this big piece of cylindrical marshmallow with wafer around the outside of it. So it was a cylinder and then dunked in chocolate. And so it was round all the way and then had a flat part on the bottom and just looked like a giant poo.
Okay.
Actually, someone had to clean out their pool because they thought it was one.
But someone had put a
Somebody-
polywaffle.
In there. Exactly.
Someone dropped their polywaffle.
So when did this happen to you?
Not to me.
When did you drop your polywaffle in the pool and forget about it?
Oh, no, just a long time ago. I don't even remember her name, to be honest.
So you haven't been able to get them.
Jennifer.
No, it wasn't Jennifer. She's
Melissa.
moved to America.
Janice.
No.
Beryl.
Let's circle back on the name. But you haven't been able to get a polywaffle for a while. They
Okay.
removed it
Long
from sale.
time.
Okay.
So they're bringing it back, are they?
Yes, it was on the Facebook today.
Very good.
Great.
Very
well, that's
good.
actually really exciting. You know, at least
It
it's
is.
some version of it. I'm excited to have a polywaffle.
And if
I
you
am
want to be
too.
friends with Mean Mother on Facebook, she's got more friends and followers than I do. So
Both of
get
us
into it.
combined, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's where a lot of your lovely friends and my friends wished me happy birthday yesterday. Wonderful.
right.
It was wonderful.
Very popular.
Ah, very good.
popular.
Very good. Okay, so what on that bit of a tangent? There we go. What's the most interesting article you have read on the Facebook about AI robots and pregnancies?
Oh, that was tonight.
Whoa!
This woman has said that this AI man has made her pregnant. Well, how can that happen?
I don't know.
Well, what did the article say?
I feel like
I didn't
you're-
even read it. I just thought that's a bit stupid.
I feel like you're a whole lot wiser than I am. So, do you think you could explain how that could have happened?
No. Definitely
Can you give
not.
us your best effort at trying?
I'd say she'd been off with somebody else.
Oh,
Another
right.
AI. Not this AI.
Sneaking
The
off
AI
to another
woman.
man.
Yeah,
and
that's it. Blaming the AI.
this is almost like the Immaculate.
Yeah,
Isn't
it
Yeah.
is.
Maybe this is the coming of the new Jeebus.
I don't think so. She certainly didn't look the
No,
right type.
I think we need to leave that there. I'd love to unpack that further, but that might be an uncut conversation.
No, let's move on
Well,
before
she
it
was
gets
hanging
dangerous.
off the AI man.
Okay.
You know.
Well, I mean, she's having a baby with him.
Yeah,
Like,
you'd have to hang off him.
yeah. Do you have anything a little bit more general and a bit less specific?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, great.
Which is more superior and why? Traffic lights or roundabouts?
Roundabouts.
Just for everyone that knows, this is a bit of a callback from a last podcast that we had Mean Mother on. There were several new lights put into Gladstone.
Removal of
and-
roundabouts.
And we put a petition out to destroy the brand new lights that were made and put roundabouts in. Why are roundabouts more superior?
They do move the traffic much more efficiently. The lights at Kincora now, you're sitting there forever.
Oh, just spilled your drink.
Yeah.
Is everything okay?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'll recover.
Will your dress?
Maybe. We'll find out. Stay tuned.
Update at the end.
I do have a question then. So
Yes.
if they move traffic through more efficiently and they're better, why are we moving away from roundabouts and more to traffic lights? And
Because-
I found it's in Gladstone in particular, if you want to talk about Gladstone people and how that might impact it.
Because people just don't seem to realise the movement of roundabouts and exactly how they work. Even though they're given pointers continuously, they can't seem to see the lines and arrows on the road that say, go this way or go that way, and then go right around that way.
Do you reckon if they had that writing on, not just arrows, but said
words.
go that way on the road?
Would that help?
Possibly. I mean, you only go to Europe, like UK, and they've got these ginormous
Ginormous roundabouts.
And not only one, there's two together. So
yeah,
you've
that's
got
true. You go out of one and into another roundabout.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and they're all over the place. Why is Australia so stupid we have to get rid of them and get lights?
So can I just paraphrase? So you think that Gladstone drivers can't see properly and they're stupid. Is that right?
Oh, I wouldn't say they're stupid, no. Australia in general.
I was just narrowing it down to Gladstone and you've just opened it up and taken fire at every
All
Australian driver.
driver.
Just in case people are thinking it's only my own thought there.
Just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm old and I'm getting selective.
And I select roundabouts, not
Roundabouts,
traffic lights.
correct.
Anyway, okay, so let us know in the comments what you think about traffic lights or roundabouts. Okay, so if you were living in the age of Star Wars
Oh, dear.
and you were like a space cowgirl,
Oh.
what would be your space alias? What would be your space name and why?
Oh,
What would I call you?
war woman.
War Woman. War Woman.
Firstly, alliteration. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah, yeah.
War Woman. So
How
you-
did you get that name? What were you doing that
Stirring up too much trouble.
Apparently.
wars?
Yeah.
That's a lot of trouble.
It's a lot of trouble. it's like you, yeah. Well,
Just the ultimate protagonist.
I know. War
I'm
Woman.
enjoying this.
Yeah, I think you're enjoying this bit too much.
Great.
War
Well,
Woman.
Mean Mother, previously known as
War
War
Woman.
Woman, or in the future
A
to be
long
known
time
as
ago in a galaxy far away. War Woman.
War Woman.
Da-da. Oh, so good.
Coming
so
to a
good.
theatre near you.
All right, well, that's all the questions I had to start off with. I feel like people that are new to Mean Mother would definitely know her a lot better at this stage.
I think we've covered off some new things and then revisited some strong opinions we've covered before. I think we're all caught up.
All right, well, let's move on to the next section. We're just going to do the two this time. So we're going to do this and then we're going to move on to...
Down the rabbit hole.
Down the rabbit hole. Let's go.
Ooh.
Is this our normal down the rabbit hole?
It isn't. No,
I was
I
gonna
just
say.
pressed it.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, it's a slightly different format anyway.
It is.
I was surprised.
Are you going to be okay? You sound like you're so sad about this.
I don't know. I was ready for the vibes of down the rabbit hole. This is fine. I'm with it. It's okay.
Well, that's good.
It's happened.
Yeah, it's over.
Redo it.
Start from the start. Okay, so during our little break that we had there,
Yeah.
we had a little bit of fun facts from Dad.
Yes.
Dad's having a listen.
Yes.
And Dad said that traffic lights in Africa are actually called robots.
Which I guess kind of makes sense.
I
But they're
guess-
traffic robots.
Traffic robots.
Yeah.
I
that
guess
makes
so.
sense.
And then after that, you were saying something about honk if you're horny or something.
Yeah. So I watched a TikTok today and the lady was saying I was today years old when I found out what the honk if you are whatever stickers mean. So honk if you're horny, honk if you like pizza, honk if whatever, right?
Okay.
And so she was saying the same thing that I thought, which was, aren't the stickers just there because then you honk and you're like, yeah, I like pizza too. Like, so you're honking and showing appreciation. And it wasn't, and I was like, isn't that what it means? And it wasn't until she got to the end of the
That's
TikTok.
what I think it means.
Yeah, where she was explaining the whole thing is if they're a bad driver and you honk, they're just like, oh, you like pizza.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense.
Yeah, so if they're
Like,
a terrible driver
yeah.
and people start honking at them.
You're like, oh, you like pizza too. It's just like an
Imagine-
antagonizing way.
Yeah,
of-
that's true. 'cause
Yeah, you're not gonna
you
honk.
can't win.
Yeah, exactly. There's no
It's a
winning.
no-win situation.
Correct. So you
Honk
could
if you're
put something-
horny. They're like beeping, and then
You're
next
like-
second they're winking at you. Yeah, right.
Like, I got you. And so it was just like a mind-shattering moment where I just had not thought of it in that way. And I was like, of course, that's what they're for.
Yeah.
Anyway, today
That
is
makes
on.
a lot more
that
sense.
either.
It
That
does make
sounds
sense, though,
like-
doesn't it?
That sounds like what War Woman would have done to start wars.
Maybe.
Okay. Down the rabbit hole. So today we're doing Down the Rabbit Hole, and we've got basically some old school sayings, and we thought that we could get me mother to explain what they are or
Yeah.
where they come from, what they mean, those kind of things.
Because
Even if they're wrong, I'm happy.
all of these sayings are, we still use them, but they've come from a time where things that are no longer relevant and don't happen, and we're still using these sayings. So I think it would enlighten us to what their meaning behind them is.
Or it'll just be a bit of fun to know what you think they mean as
Yeah,
well.
correct. If you don't know, like just I expect it.
Pretend. Okay.
I expect a response. So
Right.
what's your best guess?
Right.
All right, so this one is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Just because I like food. That's just the way the cookies crumble. What do you think that means?
Well, I think it means not necessarily food.
It's not necessarily.
No, it's just
Cookies
something
are
something you're doing may not be working as it should,
Okay.
or whatever you're going to do is not going to be available, and so, oh well, can't do it. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
And that's falling to bits.
Everything's falling to bits.
So why do you think they chose cookies?
So I've written down here because it's about life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so cookies have structural integrity issues. And so does life. Like, am I close?
Sounds close to me.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe here's my interpretation of
Okay,
it.
yeah.
I've not looked it up. I would say that there was an ingredient that you used primarily in cookies,
Yep.
and when times were tough, that ingredient wasn't available, and therefore your cookies would crumble. So it was an analogy for tough times.
Wow.
What do you reckon?
Sounds very, very correct, actually.
It does, doesn't it? I
Yes.
just came up with that. Could it be
Here we go. In
ready?
the 50s.
okay?
The origin of the expression is unknown,
Oh,
but it's been in use since the 50s. It is such a variant of such is life. That's what it is. Such is life. Mm-hmm. So what's
When
such
things
is life?
weren't going right, it was,
The cookies.
yep.
The cookies
Good
did
things
crumble.
could be just falling around behind wrap. Everything's falling around you.
okay. What about
All the cookies are falling
No.
around you.
what-
Cookie is life and living.
Okay,
And
your cookies are like it's your basic, right? You make them every day or every week or every couple of days, whatever, and they always turn out really well. And you can't even get the basics of the cookies right, and they're crumbling. And
Yeah.
that's an analogy for how life is.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah?
it's just structural integrity.
yes.
And structural integrity, and because of the lack of ingredients, because of the hard times.
Yeah.
was.
All together.
was.
Done.
All right.
Well,
Well,
we
that's
solved that
the
one.
winner,
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
If anyone knows something better or has a better idea of that one, put it in the comments. And same with all of these, so I don't have to say it on every one.
Yeah.
It's just a efficiency thing. So just remember, you can comment on each of them, not just the ones that I
Suggested
say
to.
Suggest to.
Yeah,
Don't forget
suggested
to like and
comment.
subscribe. Okay.
Next one.
So hungry I could eat a horse.
How did
don't-
this come about?
I don't know that one.
You're so hungry you could eat a horse.
I have heard it, yeah, but I don't know from what. It's probably from through the Depression, I would say, where people couldn't get food at all, and there were
And
old
what did they do?
nags around, and they would have eaten a horse.
They would have done it.
Yeah,
Oh, this is actually terrible.
What?
This was a war thing.
yeah. They ate them through the war.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's not
'Cause
funny.
That wasn't fun at all.
That was not fun at all.
That's terrible. Because
Okay.
I was thinking, like you're so hungry you could eat horse, like you could eat like a lot of food.
A lot of food. Because the horse is a big animal.
Big animal.
Yeah.
But
But-
then wouldn't you try and go for something like even bigger to make it like
Yeah.
a big thing, like obvious? It's
Yeah. No, this
huge.
is this
'Cause
is
like
a common
cow
sense.
is about the same size. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
No, this
why
is
don't you say you
This
could
is
eat
a
a
rather
cow?
sad one, actually.
Yeah.
It's
So
a-
let's move away from that bit.
It's not
and
even
talk about like
saying,
elephants or something like
like
that.
I have a big hunger. It's saying I'm dying of starvation.
So I have to eat a horse. Oh my god! All right, let's
Yeah,
move away
okay.
from that one real quick.
Okay, what's your next one?
Barking up the wrong tree. What's the meaning of barking up the wrong tree, Mum?
You're barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, where'd that come from?
I don't know. But,
What do you reckon?
oh, no, you got me there.
Barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, it's just doing something that's not correct, I think.
So isn't it
saying
isn't
something.
it like isn't it like you're trying to say something to someone? So for an example, if you were to say what's the best book to read and you're at a petrol station and you're asking the petrol station attendant, maybe you're
That would
barking
be
up
an
the wrong
excellent,
tree.
that'd be an excellent way to describe
Because
it.
there's a chance that he would be, but your best bet would be go to a library, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can't say things too loud there, but
You could ask
probably
the
get
question. You could
the
whisper
question
it.
asked.
Yeah, you could write it down. Here's something that's just come to my mind. I always pictured in this one that it was like a dog barking at something up a tree, right?
Yeah.
Like I actually physically, when I hear this, that's what I think of. But trees have bark.
They do. So what do you think that means? Though?
I don't know. I don't know how bark is used, but think about it being used and maybe that you're doing something, you're taking the wrong bark, like you're actually doing all of this work on something, but it is the wrong tree. Like it's useless. You can't
Okay.
do anything with it anyway. So I reckon maybe that's where it's come from.
So this one actually dates back to 1800s in America when hunting with packs of dogs was very popular. The term was used literally
Okay.
at first when a wily prey animal such as a raccoon would trick the dogs into believing they were up a certain tree when in fact they had escaped.
Okay. All right. So it actually
we had
literally
no
is a
idea.
dog. You know what? But like my mind's starting to think about different things. So,
Yeah.
I'm
Makes
still
your
happy with
mind
it.
think.
Yeah.
Okay,
So actually dogs.
this one's a
Doing
fun
so
one.
well, am I?
Well, that's fine.
No, you're doing
It's
great. This is perfect.
Redeemable.
Beating around the bush.
Well, they did that when they were hunting birds, weren't they?
Beating
did
around the
they?
bush.
They'd beat the bush to get the birds to flush them out of the scrub.
But if you're beating around the bush, you're not taking the action. So how does that pair up?
I don't think
Is it
beating around the bushes normally means you're not coming out and saying what you're supposed to say.
Yeah.
You're saying, "Oh, James, that shirt doesn't suit you."
Oh,
Really, it does.
this is one of
you
my
know?
favourite shirts.
So you're beating around the bush because you don't like it. So you're beating around the bush by
like,
saying,
oh, is that what you're going to wear today? Instead
Yeah.
of like, you look like shit.
Yeah. I actually like it, darling.
So, okay,
Yeah,
that's
like your shirt. Let's clarify that.
yeah.
Maybe.
So what's it got to do with men beating a bush to get?
Can't hear with the...
I think it's.
Oh, Dad's saying something. Let's listen. Sorry, what did you say? Waffling. Oh, is that what beating around a bush means?
You're waffling.
Oh, I thought Dad was just saying to you, Mum, that you're just waffling.
Get to the point.
Get to the point.
You're waffling.
Stop beating around the bush.
It's all right, darling. Go
Yeah.
to Dad.
Okay. So what's that got to do with
Okay,
them actually
Paris.
beating the bush, though?
Well, but that's the thing. If you wanted to get to the bird, you'd beat the bush. But if you're beating around the bush, you're not actually going to get the birds to come out.
Oh, okay. Because that is actually where the origin comes from, associated with hunting. Hunters hired men
Well
to
done.
beat the area around the bushes with sticks in order to flush out the game-taking cover underneath. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
So if it sounds like beating under the beating
Around the
around the
bush
bush
is
was actually what they
What
used
you were
to
supposed
do.
to do. Yeah. So that one doesn't make sense.
No,
No.
but that's
that's
good
what
that
they
you
did.
figured it out.
Yeah. Well done.
Good job.
Yeah. See, you know
You
stuff.
get a star.
What is
that?
That's a star. You put your star sticker up on your reward chart.
Oh, okay.
One for you.
Yeah. Turns out I don't do planning.
You also don't have a reward chart.
All right, here's one. Pull someone's leg. So do you know what pull someone's leg means?
Well, it's usually that you're not telling them the truth.
Okay.
How does that relate to someone's leg?
I'm not sure how it relates to the leg, but it usually means that you're not telling them the whole truth, or you're telling them a yarn or something like that, I think.
Mm-hmm. So if I was pulling your leg,
like you do it to me all the time, you and James. You're always pretending to do things and it's not true.
Do you think this comes from pirates?
Just so you're aware, I did type in to find out what the meaning is, and I said pull someone's meaning.
No.
That didn't come up with right stuff.
Could this be pirate related?
No.
Why not? So if they have a fake leg and you it could be related to that. It could be someone's pretending to not be able to swim and then they try and tap your leg to get some help.
It's just like you and James do. Pull my leg all the time by making
I don't
jokes.
ever pull your leg. I've not touched your leg. So I don't think that's
the
it.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but who was the original person who pulled someone's leg? Surely it came from a prank.
Have you found something,
The
James?
phrase is actually from Scotland.
How unusual.
Yeah.
Originally meant to make a fool of someone, often by cheating them. One theory is that it is derived from tripping someone by yanking or pulling their leg in order to make them stumble and look foolish.
Great. And
Classic.
Just to clarify, I've never done that to you, nor would I try and make you stumble. That's not what I've done.
No, that is not.
No.
No, but
Just
we have definitely played a little bit of a joke.
Oh, a few pranks. Yeah, but
Just
there's
one or two.
Yeah, I might wind you up a bit, but there's not been any pulling of your leg.
Yeah, we haven't tripped her over.
No.
Push me in the back, but never push me over.
Pushed you in the back. Wow. Wow.
No, they haven't.
Fine, we'll
they
take that
always look after me very well.
Well, yes.
They just play jokes on me.
We all have fun.
We do.
Okay, here's another one.
Yes.
It's raining cats and dogs.
Well, I actually know the answer to this.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Do you know the answer to this?
No, I don't.
So, this was...
Oh, is this one of your favorite things, like the language stuff?
No, this was an article I happened to have read this morning when I couldn't sleep, and that related to a couple more, forgetting we were actually doing this, that when the roof was just thatch and there wasn't anything underneath it, so it was just thatch on wood, when it would rain, the wood structure would become wet. And so there was like animals like cats and animals that would like live on the rafters, but they couldn't keep the grip when it was raining, and so they would fall down.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I actually read it today. Weird timing.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, like even like
I've never
vermin
heard
and stuff
that.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, read that today. So
Well, fancy that.
the other one,
That's a fun one.
can I ask you one
This one here is an instance of rhyming slang with frogs.
with frogs?
Yeah, that's what this says here. Raining very hard indeed. An instance of rhyming slang from Cockney language.
Right,
Frogs.
okay, cool.
I don't really get it.
Well, yeah,
but
I don't
I
understand.
don't get a lot of those.
Yeah, well, the dogs part doesn't make sense, but they did say vermin and cats and animals that lived in your roof.
Yeah,
wouldn't
right.
Be able to hold on to it.
Okay, cool.
In that article, and I'd like to talk about this one and see if you guys can come up with this one. What does it mean to be piss poor? What does that mean? Where did that come from?
That's piss poor.
Well, that's
Is that Australian?
that's from a time where they used to use urine to do tanning,
and why is that
because
important?
people would bucket up their urine and give it to the tanners, and they'd give them money for their urine. But those people that couldn't were the ones that were called that.
Yeah, you were piss poor. So if you relied on collecting your family's urine to take to the tannery, you were piss poor. What about then if you didn't have if you couldn't?
Sorry, what?
Yeah, and if you
So they had a bucket.
a bucket and everyone peed in the bucket and
Yeah,
then they
right.
went and sold it to the tannery.
So you'd be poorer than piss poor if your family didn't have a bucket.
You wouldn't have a pot to piss in.
Is that where that comes from?
Yes. Correct. That was the next one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And my brain just went to
Yeah,
it.
correct.
No wonder these sayings are a thing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a pot to piss in.
Yeah. And I mean, the other one that was on there around the same time was dirt poor. And it was just talking about the fact that, you know, if you were rich, you had slate floors. And there was still, you would have a house, but it would just be dirt floor because you just didn't have the money to have flooring.
Okay.
So being dirt poor was you had a house, but
Your floor was
your
dirt.
floor was dirt.
Okay.
And then actually I've got one more if you want to.
Yeah, are we going to figure this one out together?
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you what it is. So do you know why like the entry to your house is called the threshold? Do you know, Pam?
Has it got to do with ghosts?
No, it's got to do with the thresh.
What's thresh?
Thresh. Oh, isn't that like a
Cleaning
disease?
the-
Oh, no.
everything out, wasn't it? Threshing,
What's threshing?
like brushing the floor.
Isn't that like a fungal?
No.
not a
You're
fungal
thinking
thing?
of something entirely different. So,
Oh, okay.
so
What?
when
Is Dad saying something again? Fresh week. It's all about Shark Week or Fresh Week or something.
I'm not sure. But when you had slate floors, they got quite slippery.
Okay.
And so you would put threshing down to be able to walk on, and you would just add more and
Straw or
more
hay,
straw.
yeah.
Yeah. And so the part at the front of the room, so your thresh stayed inside the room or the house, was the threshold.
Oh.
Had a lip.
Yeah. And it would
And-
keep it inside. So it didn't escape.
And every few
Threshold.
days they would sweep that lot
Yeah,
out
and
and
get
put a
new
new lot
thresh.
in.
Thresh.
Yeah.
So the thresh is straw, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. And so this was like a mat, like a clean your feet mat.
Or no, it was a piece of wood or a barrier that would keep it inside. So
Okay.
then because it was all over the floor. So it was something that you would kind of step over. So then if you just walked, if it wasn't there, you would walk all of the straw out to the rest of your house or outside of your house, and you wanted to keep it inside.
And nobody wants that.
No, nobody does want that. Nobody does want that. So anyway, that was the crux of the thing that I read today.
And when did they stop doing that?
Oh, a long, long time ago.
In a galaxy far away.
Well, I think when we changed flooring, right?
Okay.
Think about we don't have, and maybe our roofing as well. Like we actually have watertight houses now, so we don't have the same issues with slipperiness. Our shoes are different. Like there's a lot of factors I think
Okay.
at play. Yeah.
All right, I got another one.
Okay, ready?
You ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
This is all yours. I believe in you.
Thank you.
Mean mother's got skeletons in her closet. What does that mean?
That means you've got people in there that nobody
You got real
knows.
people in there.
You keep
Nobody
people in your
knows
closet.
No,
Why are you keeping people in your closet?
Wow.
Oh, this is a weird way
This
to
is
find
why
out
you
about
need
this.
such a big closet. How
Well-
many people do you keep in there?
you think like people from your past that have not pleasant,
So you
not
killed them,
been pleasant, and so you don't talk
You
about
just
them. Yeah,
put them in your closet.
yeah. So that's cool, right?
So do you have a bunch of people that you don't like very much that you just put in your closet?
I don't have them, but I think Jim's got a couple in his.
So do you think it came from people actually hiding people in their closet?
Possibly from olden days, yes.
It's something embarrassing to hide. So it's not just people or things.
No.
Yep.
It is something embarrassing to hide.
And
So
is the skeleton embarrassing though?
yeah, so until the 1830s, it was illegal to dissect human bodies. So grave robbers and murderers supplied medical schools and doctors with bodies. These had to be hidden in case of raids. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, yeah, so that makes sense.
And there,
So you had
there
to
was
hide them.
a satirical writer in Vanity Fair that used the phrase for the first time in 1845.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that one. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
right?
well I've learned
I
something
knew
there.
about the bodies, yeah.
Yeah,
They
well,
used
there
to
you go.
take them out of coffins and dig them up and everything.
Well, who knew that was the skeletons in the closet?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Fly by the seat of your pants.
What does this one mean?
I know what it means, but I can't.
Where did it come
I'm
from?
trying to think of how to explain it. Fly on it's nothing to do with flying really, but I think in the original thing it was to do something your way.
So what do you think the original version was?
Oh, when they were making planes with paper.
Oh, yeah? Yep. Yep. Okay, so they were making planes with paper and they flew them.
Yes, fly by the seat of your pants because they had no instruments or anything like that.
Okay.
What is it?
So this one says to do something without a clear plan and to improvise. So you're talking sort of improvising there. It was used in the 1938 headline to describe Douglas Corrigan's 29-hour flight from Brooklyn to Dublin, which was meant to be to California. So Corrigan, the pilot, had filed for a transatlantic flight 2 days earlier, but it was rejected because his plane was not considered fit for the job. Upon landing in Dublin, he claimed his compass had stuffed up. So that's where flying by the seat of your pants comes from.
That's the original
interesting.
thing, but
Seat
a
of
lot
your
of people
pants,
use
though.
it now for different sort of things.
Yeah, so he basically filed for this thing. They said no, and he just did it anyway. And when he landed, he improvised and said, "Nah, my compass stopped working."
Wow.
Yeah,
He was lucky
Wow.
to have a compass.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or he just took a broken one.
There's heaps here.
Yeah.
Is there any sayings that you use often, Mean Mother?
No, none, Ma.
You
don't.
use known.
None, no sayings,
No,
none that you like.
none that I can think of at the moment. That's probably more it.
Card with the same brush.
Tarred with the same brush.
A tard. I don't think we can talk about that. Can we?
Yes.
Okay. What does it mean?
Tarred with the same brush means you're someone who's the same as another with doing things they shouldn't. So I'll go, that's like probably the best thing, isn't it? Best way to say it.
The way that it might mean for you, James, is that because you did something wrong, maybe your brother got a poor reputation because you hung out together. Therefore,
You get tarred with the same
you're
brush.
tarred with the same brush, regardless of the fact that you were the antagonist.
Instigator.
Let's say
Oh,
protagonist.
okay, right.
I think it was the other way around.
I'm trying to be nice here.
So this is like, you know, when you go to do army training and stuff like that, if someone plays up, everyone gets punished for it. Is that the kind of thing?
Yeah,
Tarred with
correct.
the
Then
same
you're the
Yes.
problem, even
Yes.
though it was one person.
Yeah,
You're
right.
all tarred with the same brush.
Okay, so the term comes from sheep farming, apparently, where animal sores were treated by brush tarring over them, and all the sheep in the flock were treated the same way. The term was transferred to likeness in human beings in the 1800s.
Wow, that's really cool.
There you go.
And they
What
still
an
do that to
exciting-
sheep, only it's a little bit more, it's not tar now.
Yeah?
More
And do
of
they
a-
use a different brush? Or still
What
the same
ki-
brush?
What colour brush is it?
They usually, I think it's red what they use
Do
now.
they use their left
and
or
it's
right
like
hand?
an antibiotic thing that they put on the cuts from the shearer.
You just have one brush still, or does each sheep have their own brush now?
No, it's one brush.
Still one brush? There
Oh.
you go. Some things never change.
The things you learn. I'm glad you guys have come along today to listen to our podcast and found out about the brushes and the teacups and I don't know. We didn't talk about
we didn't
teacups
talk about
at all.
teacups. No,
No.
we talked about raiding cats and dogs,
dogs.
and piss poor.
And piss poor.
Yeah.
The things you learn. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go into our last little section to wrap up, but I think that was a bit of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you.
I've
Hey,
enjoyed myself as usual.
thank you. Liz, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mean Mother,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah,
Do you want to thank me?
we're not going to thank you.
Oh. Well,
Well,
That was a bit of fun, wasn't it?
It was a lot of fun. I had a good time.
Yeah,
A little bit of
too.
a break
was-
from conspiracy theories.
Yeah, exactly.
it was very knowledgeable.
It was.
knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We used Google quite a lot in that one.
We did.
Thanks, Google. this podcast was brought to you by
Google.
But yeah, talking about breaks, thank you so much for hanging on while we had our mandatory Easter break that
Yeah,
we did
it was
have.
required.
It was required. It's in podcasting law.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've read the podcasting law book.
It's the podcasting constitution.
It's constitution, yeah.
It's
quite large.
It's quite long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has
Yeah.
its main
I'm sure
points.
it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then underneath the
Subpoints.
points, there's subpoints. And underneath that, there's
Yeah, then there's-
even more points.
Then there's those little numbers, and then that relates to footnotes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're in that Roman numerals, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know those
correct.
jokes I was telling you about?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good. A big happy birthday to you, mean mother.
Thank you.
Everyone put some lovely messages about all the favourite moments you've had with mean mother in the comments. And make sure you wish a happy birthday to mean mother. And thanks for joining us. It was been fun.
Thank you very much. I've had a great weekend and
Yeah.
few days. It's been a great week of birthday celebrating.
It has been a great
And I'm
week.
going home to starve.
To eat a horse.
Eat a
What a
horse.
note.
Yeah, don't end up eating a horse.
Don't.
Not good for you.
No, not great.
Not good for you. I'm glad we brought that up
No,
again.
I couldn't have had a
Um,
better time. Thank you.
And we'll
Right.
be back to our regularly scheduled podcasting moving forward.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to address any comments and any examples of sayings that you have
Yeah.
that you'd like us to guess
Yeah.
on the next one.
Yeah. Exactly. So that should be fun. We'll see you then, and have a good evening, a good night, a good morning, good lunchtime,
Good day, good
Good-
afternoon,
good breakfast,
good high
good
tea.
high tea, good times. So we'll see you next
Time.
time.
Goodbye.
All right. See you guys.